here. Well, today is going to be super fun. At your request, I'm going to go down each and every product that I used when I did my Charlotte Tilbury Starry Eyes look. This is a get ready with me, but only a product review. So I know you guys are looking forward to it. I've been inundated with that. I put the same look on today so you could be following me. So this is going to be a lot of fun. And for all of you new subscribers out there, I invite you to please scroll on down, hit that subscribe button, girlfriends. You'll be a member of my tribe. You'll be able to get in on all the giveaways and everything. Be sure and hit the little bell. It'll notify you of my upcoming videos. I generally film twice a week. All right, my ladies. So here's our Get Ready With Me product review. The first thing I'm going to start with, and we're going to do this step by step. I get through with all of my skincare. I go into my sitting area where I do my makeup and everything. And then, of course, I put on, last but not least, my sunscreen. This is the sunscreen I use. It's the Elta MD Broad Spectrum 50. I love a physical sunscreen. I do not use chemicals, only physical. It takes care of every single thing outside and inside. This is the best of the best of the best and so very reasonable. I will also have every single thing listed down below. And so I put a dollop in my hand, I rub it together, and I put it all over my face, neck, and décolleté, and the tops of my hands. So I'm protected for the day. I let that sit. Now, sunscreen takes a little longer to sink into your skin. And this is a medical grade. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit there and wait about 10, 15, sometimes 20 minutes I'll wait before I start my makeup routine. That will be the last of the skincare routine is the sunscreen. Okay, the next thing I go after waiting just a little bit is I'm going to go for my primer. Everyone knows I only use one primer most of the time. It is my very, very favorite primer in the world. And believe me, I have tried every single one of them. There is no dupe for this. This is the #1 selling primer on the market. It's in all the stores. It's everywhere. So I'm not the only one that thinks that. This is a silicone primer. Now, if you have deep pores, all right, if you have a lot of fine lines around your eyes, mouth, if you have texture type issues, this is the one you want, okay? Oily skin, I think you could try a different one unless you're just gung-ho and you just want a super smooth look, and then that's fine too. But this has got to be a godsend. It smooths, it blurs. It's the only one I would ever go to. And this is the Smashbox. It is the original photo finish, smooth, and blur. This is the kahuna right here. They put out a number of them, but this is the original. This is the one that fills in everything and gives you that flawless look when you apply your foundation. Okay, girlfriends? One and only. Holy girl from mama. Okay. And I let that sit on there, for about 10 to 12 minutes. And the reason I let it sit is I want it to get down into the pores. I want it in the fine lines. And I want it just to sit and be. Okay, for a little bit, till I know it's smooth enough to grab my foundation. Now, the majority of my time, not always, but sometimes, I use, obviously, my Chanel Ultra Latant, foundation. This has been my new favorite all summer and through the year. And it is BR32. I love this new Chanel foundation. Oh my gosh, it's taken the place of my other one. I finally found something to replace it. And it's fabulous. I love it, love it, love it. All right, what I do is I use this the majority of the time with a damp beauty blender. squeeze it like this with the water in it. Everybody knows how to do this. And then I dot it on, and then I pounce all over. And this gives me that smooth look, especially with the, primer prior to that. So this is my foundation. I do the foundation and I get that out of the way. All right. As soon as I get through with my whole foundation, I go straight to my eyebrows. That is my problem issue, and always has been. Since I had gotten them tattooed about 30 years ago. Yeah, because I was in my 40s when I first had them tattooed. And I thought I was doing something really cool, right? I thought, oh, goody, I don't ever have to worry. And I had the hottest looking eyebrows. People would stop me and say, oh, your eyebrows, your eyebrows, your eyebrows. Now they just, sign the cross and walk on. I mean, ugh. Okay, but this is the deal. The deal is I had a bad tattoo experience. When I went back to have another tattoo experience to correct everything, I had a bad experience there. Something about the color just doesn't work for me. So after that, I said, calf's rope, I give up, okay? So I've just had to doctor them and do what I can do. They are fading out now. I went back over to a completely different place because, as you know, dermaplaning is the thing right now. And eyebrow tattooing as well. So I went over to see a new person. It was a man. And he said, well, we're going to have to take off all this old stuff. It's almost gone, but we need to take it completely off. That'll be a step process, maybe a 2-step process. I haven't done that yet. I'm going to. It's just because I didn't have the time and I didn't want to go through the stupid phases, even though you can use pencil and everything to cover it up. So what a pain in the butt. And then start doing it again. But it's like any type of process. As you're using your skincare, they're all going to fade, your eyebrows anyway. Even if you have tattooed, they do not last forever. It's like everything else. It's maintenance. You have to go in and get them touched up constantly. And it can be, by the way, very pricey as well. So just saying, girlfriends, okay? All right, so what is a girl to do? What does Sharon do then? Okay, I'll tell you what I do. I get this pencil that is goof proof by Benefit. This is the most fantastic product. It's a brow pencil, and I believe I use it, yep, number 2. This has been heaven. All right, it's got the, obviously, spoolie on one end to brush your lashes up, but this has got a slanted point on it. I don't know whether you can see it. Let me even turn it this way. I think it's going to be better this way. And so I just basically draw in the outline with this. And this is such a beautiful taupe color. I also use the Chanel taupe pencil as well. Then what I do after that is after I basically had the design I want, I go in with my Laura Geller Brow Sculpting Marker, long wearing brow color. And this is the taupe color. Now, this is what this is. It has the 3 little prongs on the end. This is what makes your hairs, or makes them look like hairs. And you just simply, go down and make kind of artificial looking hairs, and fill in. And that helps you get away with what you can. But like I said, if it's not the Benefit Goof Proof, then it is definitely the Chanel taupe pencil. Those are my 2 favorites. I don't deter from what works, I can tell you that. I might try something new, but never will I stick to the new. I generally go back to what looks good, what I'm comfortable with, and, the price too, But I mostly go for what works. I can tell you that, girlfriends, okay? All right. The next thing after I have, my eyes done, my eyebrows, I am going in with a concealer, and this is Sigma F70. And what I do is I go into my Painterly Paint Pot, okay, by MAC. This is what I use as a base on my eyelids. Always, 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 always. And I'll tell you why. It's creamy. It's easy. The brush just smooths them in, you know. And I also turn my brush on the edge and I take the Painterly also under my eyes. Then I press. I press all over my eyes like I'm pressing the product in. You're not going to have any problems with it. You don't have to press it in. I just like to have a smoother look because I have obviously wrinkles, okay, and a lot of crepey skin because, I mean, I'm 71 years old. So no matter what we do, we're not going to get rid of every single bit of the crepey skin, and our eyes, you know, are not taut like they used to be. You know, they're not firm. Okay, so then I have this on my eyeballs. Okay, then I am ready to go in with a shadow first because I'm going to do those eyes before I take it down the rest of the face. Remember, I already have my eyebrows done. Okay, I have the Painterly here on my eyes. So now I am going in to my Charlotte Tilbury palette. Okay, I love this new Starry Eyed palette. I've shown you this before. I'm absolutely nuts about it. You guys are too. And you want to know, you know, like step by step what I did. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do, I decided that we're going into these three right here. And it's called the Love Glow. The Love Glow. It's the kind of burgundy color, kind of a bronzy gold, you know, a little glitter color, and then over here more of a lighter gold. Those are the ones we're using. Okay, so this first one, what I did here, this first color, I took that as a transition. And to do that as a transition, because I'm going to give you brush names, you all asked for brush names as well. Okay, I used the Sigma E35. Okay, this is what it looked like. The Sigma E35. And I took this and I just did windshield wipers. I started here just doing circles, then windshield wipers. The corner of the eye, circles, and then windshield wipers. Okay, and that is how I got my transition line. Now right under that line, the color looks a little darker, about this much, right up under the crease. For that, I used the same color, but I used this Zoeva 231 Petite Crease. Now that's when I just went just like that, just kind of giving it some dimension under there, making it darker, okay? Making this look like a transition and this like a darker shade, when in essence, it was the same color, I just changed brushes. So this is the effect I got. After that, I got that on there, then I went over to the kind of, you know, little bronzy gold next to it, and I filled in the outer edge of the eye. All right, up to the middle with that color. And then before that, from the eye, the inner part of the eye, over to the first part, I put this real pretty brighter gold. Those are the brushes that I used for that. Now under my eye, I went back in and I took a pencil brush for under my eye. And with the pencil brush, that was a Sigma E30. Sigma E30, and I went under that. All right, I also have another one of those brushes, and I did the inner corner with it, and it was also an E30. I have several of everything. Okay, then the next brush, we're going to blend it all together just softly, just kind of blend it in. I did that with the Sigma E40. The Sigma E40 was what I blended it all together. Now, the one thing I also want to tell you about laying the shadow down when I did the bronze gold and the brighter gold. Okay, I used a pencil by Japanesque. It was a 213. It's like a paddle brush that lays the product down, you know, just like that, your shadow. Also, another one that I use that's really good for laying shadow down is a 217 by, I think that's MAC. Yep, because it's not marked here. It's 217. And these are fantastic for that. Now, the next thing underneath, once I had put the shadow there, I kind of wanted to blend it and soften it. I took the Morphe M524 and I just went right under there and just smoothed it all out. Okay? Made it smooth and soft, getting ready for the next step. Okay, so the eyes are done. I'll look like superstar girlfriends, okay? Okay, now, the next step that I move to after that is I'm going to concentrate on my under eye. So I use the Too Faced Born This Way. I used to always use the Shape Tape, but it got pretty drying for me under the eyes. This keeps it much more moist. I really don't have to set it if I don't want to, and I did not today. But I just put just a few dots under my eye. I get my damp beauty blender and just press it in. A damp beauty blender, okay? And then I'm done, voila. And like I said, I don't usually set unless it's screeching hot and I'm sweating. Because it's enough, you know, where it doesn't dry your skin out and it doesn't slide off either. It's just perfect for dry skin people. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is go with a bronzer. I'm ready to bronze. I don't have to tell you. You guys know it. It's my Charlotte Tilbury Film Star Bronze and Highlight Palette. This is the best of the best of the best of the best of the best because I've tried them all. And this has been the one I have stuck with now for 2-3 years in a row. Do you believe it? And this is the only second palette I'm on. And look, I have not even hit pan yet. So these are very generous amounts and last a while, so it's worth it. So what I do there, I take a slanted brush, and this is by It Cosmetics. And this is how it looks. It's really fluffy and slanted, as you can see. I just stick my brush into the product. Voila, into the product. So, you know, I can reach over here. Hang on. I can just reach over here and just contour as well. Do you see what I'm saying? You can contour, you can shape, you can do whatever. This Film Star is the bomb. I swear by it. I will never, ever, ever use another product. Loving it, loving it. Now, I do sometimes use the highlighter, but we all know I don't do shiny, shiny highlight because I don't want to show them my wrinkles. I'll get to the highlighter in just a minute. All right, we've already bronzed up and contoured the skin, so I'm going straight over to my one and only, my favorites in the whole world, Hourglass blushes. And, of course, I pick up a NARS brush for this. This is how the NARS brush looks. It's great. It's just kind of got this pointy on the end here. It's like a dome shape. This is the greatest thing in the world for blush. And I will mix two blushes. In this case, this is Luminous Flush. And this one is Dim Infusion. It doesn't matter which comes first. I blend them on top of each other. Fabulous. Okay, then everybody says, okay, Sharon, what do you do for a highlighter? Well, I don't use a lot of highlighters. I go with the Benefit Dandelion Shybeam is what I go with. This has to be so pretty. I mean, it is gorgeous. And what I do, and I've shown you guys this before as well. And see, it's a liquid on a brush. I definitely, you know, right above, right in here, I'll make a couple of strokes going down on my face like that, like I'm contouring, just right up in here, no lower. All right, and then I take a damp beauty blender, use the same one, the end where it's damp, and just press, 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 press. And I get a matte highlight. I don't like anything real shocking because I don't want to show lines. I don't want to show my pores or any of that. And this is a matte highlighter. And it is the friggin' bomb. Cannot be without it. Makes you look so much younger. It's just beautiful. It's so lovely. Okay, so I'm getting ready to almost finish my eyes. The next thing I do is I take my Charlotte Tilbury Cold Pencil in Gabriella Brown. Okay, now you can have any color. I also use alkaline a lot. I use navy blue a lot. I use gray a lot. I use tons of colors all the time. But this particular day, I took, you know, the Barbarella brown, and I lined my upper waterline in between the lashes. This is nice and soft. So, I mean, you know, you can work fast with it. It comes out beautifully. It comes out beautifully. Now, the next thing I did, last thing for the eyes, I also took my eyeshadow out of this palette, out of the Charlotte palette, this darker color on the end here, all right? I mixed it with this color, and I used a slanted brush, and I just raked it across the top of my lashes and gave myself just a small little flick. I mixed those two colors. I didn't want it too harsh. I never used black because it's way too harsh, but it softened it enough and gave enough color to blend in with the colors I was using. That's why I did that. Okay, then the next thing for the eyes is I take my Benefit Highbrow pencil. It's a little small, I'm working my way down. Or I can use my Pro Pencil by Anstasia by Beverly Hills, either or. But I really like the Highbrow because, as you can see, it's lighter in color. And I just take it right up under my brow. Where it arches, I just rake it there a little bit and I press. I press till it blends in. I do the same over there. Press. I also put it on my bottom waterline. It makes my eyes look brighter. Kind of opens up my face. Alright? Opens up all of my eyes and makes me just look fresh and wide awake, even though I'm not. Hey, welcome to the world of makeup, yay! Okay, and then the next thing, what I do is I take my veil. It's my Hourglass Veil translucent powder, which is the best of the best of the best of the best of the best. I would never use anything else. Comes just like this. Now I take it and I just lightly press in with a puff. Okay, not a brush. I try, you know, just using a little puff like yay, and I just press in enough, and I dab it on my hand to get rid of the excess, and then I just press around my nose, down here, and between my eyes. That is it. That is all. I'm not going to put powder anywhere else on my face, God forbid. You know, because then all of your texture shows. Nada. No way, Jose. Okay, so the next thing is we got to have something on our eyeballs, you know, our mascara. So we tweeze our eyes to the count of 10 the first time, to the count of 10 the second time on each eye. So 20, 20, okay? Now our eyes are curled. These happen to be Tweezer Man, and they're great. I use all kinds. The Shiseido is one of my favorites. The Surratt, not so much now, but it was. But my eye shapes, everything is changing. So I stick with what's working. Okay, then the next thing I do is, on my bottom lashes, I use the Maybelline Lash Discovery. It's very light. It doesn't, clog up or anything or cake up. And it just leaves a light coating. You can get it in the black. I think that's the only way it comes is the black. But I'll tell you what, it's heaven. It gives you just enough where it doesn't look, you don't look bald or plain or, It gives you some oomph, but just enough. Because I would not want anything thick under there. I like something lighter if I'm going to use something at all. And since I don't have much color in my face, I try to stick with that. All right, then the next thing is, you've curled your eyelashes, then I put 2 coats of this mascara on. Now, this I'm loving like there's no tomorrow. I love it as much as my Chanel Volumen. You know what that's like. All right, this is the new It Lash Blowout. Hello. Is that not cute too? Isn't that cute? That is just friggin' adorable. But girlfriends, it puts the hero to shame. Yeah, it does. Look at that honker. And can I tell you, 2 swipes and you're a superstar. That is all you need. It doesn't smear, doesn't run all over your face, it doesn't cake. Loving it, loving it. I was mad at the hero because, just dried up, in a matter of, 2.5 to 3 weeks after using it. And it got all thick and nasty. Boy, they went overboard. This is great. Great, great, great. If you haven't tried it, run, not walk. Love the It Cosmetics Lash Blowout. Last but not least, my very favorite in the world, lippies. Okay, girlfriend. Now, I generally have on, while I'm doing everything else, Aquaphor on my lips. I usually go to sleep with this on my lips, and while I'm fixing my makeup, I have some on there. I blot it off. I'm getting ready to line my lips. All right, generally I use this all the time. This is the Estee Lauder Cafe Rose Automatic Lip Pencil Duo. It's got the brush on one end, and of course your liner. Here's your brush. And I love a lipstick brush for redefining afterwards. The Cafe Rose has always been my favorite. I've worn it for 100 years and will continue. However, I do switch off sometimes with Charlotte Tilbury's lip liners as well. Okay? But the Cafe Rose is been with me for a long time and probably always will be. All right, and then I take, once I line, then I take the brush part of the pencil and I go in and I smooth that line. I don't erase it entirely. I smooth it out, getting ready to put the lipstick on so it doesn't look just like a line that you have around your lips. All right, then I go in with my lipstick. Today I am wearing Tom Ford's Spanish Pink. It's one of my very, 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 very favorites. Fantastic nude. Love it. It's creamy. It's yummy. It goes great with my liner from Estee Lauder. You can't beat Tom Ford. I love it. On top of the lipstick, I have my Buxom White Russian. Everybody knows, gotta have my Buxom. You know, I got all colors in them and makes those lips so kissable, honey. Yes, it does. Anyway, love my Buxom, love the White Russian. Love the pink champagne too, but White Russian has got to be one of my very favorites. Now, my ladies, to tie it all in, I've got it on, looking pretty fabulous, okay, ladies? So what am I going to do? Okay, so I just put on my setting spray, my model in a bottle, and I am good to go. So this, ladies, was my step-by-step product review for the Get Ready With Me. Now you know what I used and how I did it, and I hope this helps each and every one of you to pieces. And I love each and every one of you. Mwah, mwah, mwah. New subbies, how are you? Thank you so much for joining me. I'm loving getting to know you. You guys are a hoot. You crack me up. All right, to each and every one of you, I want you to stay sassy, classy, confident, and give me a big thumbs up on this video.